Today I will be completing the October 2021 SAT exam. This will be the first video out of many to come that will cover the full exam. This first video will include the first two passages of the reading section. This section will not be timed because it will be split into videos, but the math sections are timed. And maybe I'll see if I can do the time section for the writing and language instead of splitting it up also. But anyway, let's begin. Okay. This passage, if he has just traveled to Nebraska to join her husband Job, who has been living there since the couple's marriage in Nigeria. Have you eaten? No, come now. We'll drop your baggage at the house and then we'll meet. I'm kind of glad you'll like them. He paused for a moment, as if choosing his words with care. You will like Gladys immediately. Emeka, you must become acquainted with him before you understand his foolish humor. So basically, what is this saying? This is saying that with Gladys, Ify, right? Ify will become it's easier to become friends with her than Emeka. So maybe there's, I wouldn't say concern, but maybe just kind of a heads up. A pale blue skyline with Ashton. Job drove in silence onto the town that would be Evie's new home. Okay. Job said he went to medical school, so he's a doc. He works in a hospital, maybe a doctor. He would meet for dinner. This was where also Job commuted to for work each night. Okay. So then it was a town where whose name meant trusted flat waters. Okay, this may be important. Job told her this as they sped over. One year, he said, in the middle of winter, there were several hot days and it all melted. Job said, he had finally understood what the man named. So he understood it through his experience with the weather. Okay. All the way to town, they passed trees skinny brown and snow wetted the fingers. Overnight, there would be such a freeze that from a distance, trees would look silver. Later, this was a feature that pleased even later. This was a feature that pleased Evie most when she stared out the window. So this is speaking in the future. Okay. Dusk melted and a chocolate floated and exploded into the sky. Job clicked the wiper and Defiance, they grew fatter and rimmed the windshield. That what it does. So what grew fatter? It was the chalk white, right? Okay. The flakes. Yeah, right there. Okay. Snow, if he said, as it slowly dawned on her. She got older. There was snow flaking on the car. This is America, she said. She was scooping into her. No, she would not. She laughed. So humorous tone. Said she would take a video. She reached for the door, drops it. What are you doing? Are you crazy? Okay, blah, blah, blah. Darling, EP said. Okay, whatever. They pulled off the road and parked in a these are the country for. Okay. If he opened her palm to let snow fall. She scooped it into her hands, pressed them together. She placed it in her mouth and tasted. It was cold and wet like rain. That was all. She felt foolish. Okay, kind of like a kid, right? At first, she sat in the car, wiping away the fog. Then he came out, his back against the car. She looked to him like he imagined himself at 19, walking the curious, usual walks of familiar stuff. She shivered. When her eyes met his, he said slowly, I did that as well. Okay. Snow was in her hands. It melted. Again, she looked at him, and it suddenly occurred to her, I can do anything. Here, she said, her eyes large and bright. When he looked at her again with a queer expression, she elaborated, I can be anything. Like you, she said. I can be a doctor in America if I like. Okay, that was a fairly good passage. I was just checking here. Yeah. Okay, so I can do anything. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, let's get on. The questions. It can be inferred from the passage that John regards Ephie's first meeting with his friends. So when it was about right here, right? When he was worried, he paused for a moment. You will like Gladys. So Gladys is good, but Emika, not, I wouldn't say not, but just, he's trying to give her a heads up. That's what I'm trying to say. Concerned that Emika, okay. Hold on. I mean, would I say concern? I said this earlier. Concern. I'll put that like that. Hope that if you enjoy. Okay, no, it's not about the food. Doubt that Gladys. No, because she said she'll get along with Gladys. With inattention to Ife's own reluctance. It's not inattention. Right? That's wrong. I think it's A. A is the best, even though I don't like it. That word, concern. The passage describes a previous weather event as affecting Job by a previous weather event. So it must be around here, right? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, right? I mean, I think it's here, the trusted flat waters, right? With when he went in the middle of the winter, the weather experience. He had finally understood what the name meant. Describe the previous weather event as affecting Job by showing him how the region's climate could be unpredictable. It wasn't about the region, right? It was about this, the trusted flat waters, and how it connected to the name that he understood. It was about kind of understanding the significance of a name, leading him to recognize the aptness of right? Here, the trusted flat waters, and then he understood what the name meant. Yes, that's B. Indicating the assumption about it was not snow, describing his daily commute now. One purpose of lines 31 to 34. Okay, overnight. Later, this was the feature that pleased Ify most when she stared out the window at night. While Job was later, this was the feature that pleased Ify. So kind of, she admired kind of this snow or whatever, the freeze. Oh, shit. I mean, 1 second. So, okay, contrast. It's not contrast. And provide a glimpse into Ify. It could be A. I think it's A. But provide a glimpse into Ify and Job's future life together. I mean, future life. I mean, they did talk about, right? Then it's in the future. Later, this was the feature that when she stared out the window at night while Job was away at the hospital. This is talking in the future, right? Future tense. But okay, let's keep this. Hint at her growing. Okay, no. Now it's between A and C. Demonstrate Ify's increasing appreciation. Provide a glimpse. The thing I like about C, the thing I like and don't like, I don't like that it says future life. Although it's talking about future tense, we don't, what I'm confused, like future life, like what they do in the future. But the thing I like is a glimpse. That is true. They do talk about a small part. And C, and then in A, what I like is this, the appreciation of nature. What I don't like is this word, increasing. Because where do we learn that she didn't like it before and now she starts liking it more? That's what increasing. This is a tough one. I'm gonna skip that one. But if I were to go with like 75% confident in this one and 25% confident in this one, so I'll probably go with C. I don't know, I may change it though. The description of the snowflake's defiance in line 38 serves to Job clicked the wiper and they flipped back and forth. In defiance, they grew fatter. So they were larger and then they took over the windshield, right? Okay. The snowflakes, right? The term serves primarily to emphasize the growing power. Yeah, right? They were growing larger. They were going all over the windshield. We don't know dangerous. That's the wrong word. Just that no technology. Wrong word. Underscore the quiet. It's not quiet. Okay. According to the passage where the snow begins to fall, Job stopped the car in anticipation of worsening conditions. No, this is wrong. He stops the car when she touches the handle, right? Right here. What are you doing? Are you without thinking? If you reach for the door handle, that's when he stopped the car. So that's wrong. Job is concerned that the snow will delay her. No, never mentioned that. If he realizes that the snow's potential, absolutely not. If he does not immediately recognize what it, yes, this is true, right? Because, right, she said snow as it slowly dawned on her. She only read of it in books, so she didn't know how it really looked like in the real world. Okay, so after Ify asked Job to stop the car, line 52 to 53, what happens? Okay, let's stop. I would like to touch it. He gave her a strange look. So it kind of maybe confusion? Defensive? No, I wouldn't say defensiveness. Dismissiveness? No, it's not dismissive. No. Puzzlement? Okay, that's confusion to a recognition of. So this is good so far, but we have to check this other. Hostile. Okay, no, it's not hostile. I mean, maybe it's another one of these. I definitely would not say defensiveness. So maybe dismissiveness. Maybe he doesn't. Let's see. So dismissiveness for respect for an unusual ambition. That sounds weird, though not. Okay, let's check. Does he get emotional kinship? Darling, he said. Okay. He said we're not far from home. Blah blah blah. Then he came out. Okay, right here. His back. She looked at him like she shivered. I did that as well. Okay, so it is kind of appreciation, kind of they resonate with each other. So I think it's C. Yeah. And he didn't dismiss. He wasn't dismissive because he did what she said. Yeah, so that's another way. So that's C, yeah. In conjunction with line 54, which choice provides the best evidence for the answer to the previous question? In conjunction with line 54, right? The strange look, the puzzlement. Oh, it's this one, right? I did that as well. Right? Okay, 60 to 61, I don't think it is. 71 to 73. Let's check that one. 71. First he said walking away through the... Then he came out his back. That doesn't show anything about kinship, emotional kinship. That just shows what he did, how he acted. 76 to 77. Yes, I think this is a good line. Right? Resonate. So, I think that's C. But let's check the last one. It could be the last one. You never know. Let's see. D. D was, wait, one second. D was 82 to 84. 82 to 84. When she looked at her again with a curse, she elaborated, I can be anything. No, that's what she expressed, not he. Okay, so C. I don't want to see. 8. Which statement can reasonably be referred from the passage regarding Ify's relationship to her family in Nigeria? Oh. When do they talk about her family? She learned when she looked at you and I can wait. When did they talk about it? We cannot be late to dinner. Darling, Ify said, settling on the word she had heard auntie and uncle use in the middle of quarrels. So, okay, I think that's a maybe. Maybe talks about if he regrets that her family. Okay, they never talked about that. If he embarrassed about her family's, no, wrong word. If he that's so strong. If he respects, nice. so as models of appropriate behavior in personal. And an example of that was when she said this, right, darling, in a respectful manner, and then it was the word she heard auntie and the uncle use. So I think what was that line? I think 50, no, it's either, I think it's 56 to 57. Yeah. Yeah, that's choice C. Okay, the description of Effie's eyes as large and bright. Large and bright serves to emphasize her Effie's, I can do, she said her large eyes and bright. So kind of an, how would I say, maybe a realization, ambition, eager anticipation, yes. She's excited, that line. Feelings of apprehension, no, wrong word. Fierce, I want to say fierce. A new value system, yeah, that's wrong. Joy at being, no, never. Okay, we're back to number 3, right? Oh, this one's tough. I'm gonna go with C though. I'm gonna go with C because I don't like this increasing appreciation. I mean, okay, when did they first talk about it? The way they passed you see, this is when they first started talking about the snow, right? So how could it be increasing? Like, it didn't say anything before it. That's what I'm saying. I think it's C, but that one's very tough. For number 3. Number 3, right? What was number 3? Yeah, for number 3, that was very tough. Okay, next. Oh wow, this is a double passage. Okay, passage 1, passage 2. Okay, it's a history passage, right? Okay, many women of my generation believed that separateness undermined equality, and we sought integration. I have never referred to myself, for example, as a woman lawyer, a woman judge, because I've always believed that those were not categories. That is, people are undoubtedly men and women, but lawyers and judges do not have genders. This is a viewpoint that is not controversial. Maybe the second passage will go against and is under attack by some feminist theories who propound the idea that women think differently from men. Okay, so gender-based intellectuality, yes, and that should be recognized in the word. Okay. Although undoubtedly we are all affected by our individual experiences and acculturation, our common legal education has ingrained in us the enormous importance, okay, blah blah blah, of independent and impartial judges. The preservation of this freedom depends on judicial integrity, which is the ability and willingness to the extent of their personal. So bias, no bias. That's what judicial integrity means. Their judges do not let their personal beliefs and stuff like that influence their decisions in legal disputes. This in turn, honest recognition of one's own fallibility. In some cases, this ideal may be more easily said than accomplished. So it's harder than one may think. But after more than 6 years, I have not seen any basis for believing that gender plays a role, one way or another, in any particular judge's ability or willingness to exercise self-restraint. Okay, this is important. Right, okay. I also believe that a good judge should recognize that okay. Now observe differences in disquality. Okay. So this is the main point. Perhaps it is because of my own background that I find it difficult with the notion that judges or lawyers, men and women, have fundamentally different approaches. Okay. The main purpose of the first paragraph of passage 1, what do they do here? Many women, she kind of introduces her, I've never referred to myself as a woman. She's kind of introducing her experience and her place Cederbrand's point of view in a particular cultural context. I'm saying maybe. Suggests Cederbrand's openness to the views of those. Well, no, she never says she was open. or she never displayed any openness. Expressed her most political solidarity with a group of feminist scholars. No. Defend Cederbaum's position from the criticism of. No. I think it's A. Which choice from past would best support the idea that judges' personal backgrounds may be at odds with the professional responsibilities emphasized in their training. So their personal backgrounds may be at odds. So it kind of affects it, right? So 23 to 26. This is and the acceptance of one's own fallibility. Maybe 5 to 6. I doubt it's that though. That's too early. Yeah, it's not that. 14 to 18. Let's see. Although undoubtedly we are all affected by our individual experiences in acculturation, our common legal education has granted us enormous importance in our democratic society of a tradition of independence. No, this is supporting the fact that we are impartial and we do not let any bias influence us. So no, it's not B. 36 to 40. Whether I have not observed this. No, I don't think it's D. I think C is the best, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll start this one. As used in line 35, appear most nearly means what? That is, the judges are members of the same species as all the human beings who who come before us, who are brought. It's not are evident. It's not developed. Maybe it's D, but yeah, I think it's D. Who come before us, right? Who are brought. Yeah. The first paragraph of passage. Okay, now we're moving on to passage 2. Is there any question about how, like, yeah, the relationship? Okay, logical for specific anecdotes. Probably be this one if they contradict each other. While recognizing potential effects of individual experiences on perception, Judge Cederbaum nevertheless, so she's responding to this passage, nevertheless believes that the judges must transcend their perception. Okay, although I agree with him. Okay, I wonder whether achieving that goal is possible. Okay, so this is against it. It's probably that one C. And then wonder whether by ignoring our differences, women do we do disservice both to the law or in society. I wonder. Let's circle this. I wonder whether born from experience or inherent a possibility I abhor less or discount less than my colleague Judge Zimra, our gender and national origins may and will make a difference in our judging. Okay, right here. This is the claim of this passage. We had it here. Justice Senator O'Connor has been often cited as saying that a wise woman reaches. I'm also not so sure that I agree with this statement. Okay. Okay, blah blah blah. Until 1972, no Supreme Court ever upheld the claim of a woman, and I believe that we should not be so myopic as to believe that others of different experiences or backgrounds are incapable of understanding the values and needs of people from a different group. And so I just put on 9 white men and pass it down to Brown v. Board of Education. However, to understand takes time and effort, something that for others their experiences limit their ability to understand the experiences of others. Others simply do not. Hence, one must accept the part that difference there will be by the present moment. Personal experiences affect the facts that judges choose to see. My hope is that I'll say good from my experience. Okay, blah blah. I simply do not know exactly what the difference will be in my judging, but I accept that there will be some based on my gender and my Latina heritage. Okay, and so definitely it's against. So logical, no. I think it's C. That one. In the first paragraph of passage 2, lines 45 to 56, Sotomayor indicates that race and gender differences among judges are necessary elements for achieving, I wouldn't say necessary, inevitably problematic for people to dismiss. Inevitably problematic? I don't think so. Ultimately damaging. It's not damaging. Because she proposed here in the end that she could do some help. I will take the good from my experiences, right? I think it's D, possibly beneficial to the public at large. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's right. And she says here, I wonder whether by ignoring our differences we'll do a disservice, right? As using line 83 simply, most nearly means what? Their experience is limited to understand the experience of others. Others simply, others modestly, no. Easily, no. Frankly, I think it's frankly. Others frankly, yeah, frankly, I think it's C. Frankly do not care, right? In the context of Sotomayor's speech, the sentences in lines 88 to 93. Okay, here. So she kind of wants to do good to qualify the evidence provided with a new considered no. Cast the main argument in the passage in a personal, yes, right? Personal. She talks about her job, right? I will accept that there will be some based on my gender and my Latino heritage. No. It's B. That one's B. This one was C. How does the passage differ in the attitudes of each author toward the personal views of? So the first one believes that there is no effect based on gender. The other one does believe that personal views shape judicial. No, this is the opposite. It's not A. Sinema argues that judges must strive to overcome. No, this is wrong. Wait. Maybe, because I saw B, and it says this is correct. Okay, wait, maybe it's B. Sinema implies that personal views slow the judicial process. Why some records to understand what is an important part of the law. I don't think it's that one, but Sinema asserts that personal views are widely considered to be irrelevant. Okay, that is too strong. That's definitely not D. What are we left with? I think it's B. Actually, personal views slow the judicial process. Did they ever say that? Or did they ever imply that? Personal views. Yeah, I don't think she's saying. No, she's not saying about that she doesn't. They don't slow the judicial. It's just about the gender based bias, right? Based on passage 1, how was Serban likely comment on Sandra Day O'Connor's statements in 62 to 64? Justice Sandra O'Connor is often deciding, saying that a wise old man and a wise old woman will reach the same conclusion in deciding a case. So what was said in the first one? I am also not so sure that I agree with that statement. So this person, or this passage, disagrees with the statement of this one. So Sandra O'Connor would agree with this statement because she's the one who supports it. If they're asking for Sandra O'Connor, right? How was Cedarbaum? Okay, Cedarbaum. So it's asking for the Cedarbaum, right? The person of the first passage, likely, right? Let me see, just to make sure. Don't get it wrong. Cedarbaum. So this is passage 1 is Cedarbaum. So Cedarbaum would agree with that. She would agree with the statement because she believed that gender. Yes, this was her main purpose in the first passage, right? Yep. Which choice provides the best evidence? 1, 2, 3. Let's see. No, that's incorrect. Let's see what the next lines. 1 to 3, 26 to 30, 30. So 26 to 34. 26 to 34. 26 to 34. But after more than 6 years, yes, it's this one. 26 to 31. Yep, that was the main claim. So that will be choice. I think it's this one. B, if I'm right. Yeah, I think that's the best one. That's the claim was there. Okay, so we're done. Okay. That second passage was yes, it was better than that literature passage. This one was the only weird one. I think it's C though. Yeah. In case I get it wrong, you can just comment in the comment section, and I will figure out why and how I got it wrong. This one maybe I got it wrong, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, this is the first video of the May 2020. May 2023. I finished the 2021 October SAT, and the next video will be the rest of the passages. Okay.